Good morning. I hope everybody that listens is keeping well. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm having difficulties concentrating. I suppose it's the heat that is messing up with me. I've been drinking like 4 liters of water a day. I've been taking 2 showers. It's crazy. Sometimes I turn on the AC just to get by, but I don't leave it on forever because it's not good for your health, I suppose. Well, to me, it isn't. I was listening to some information. This time, it was this evolutionary scientist. I roll my eyes every time I hear this evolutionary scientist. What does that even mean? Because I don't buy, this evolutionary thing. I think people are the way they are, and they've been always like this. The only difference between us and thousands of years ago is that now we have toys. You know, that's the only difference. People are still people doing the same stuff, constantly perpetuating the same mistakes over and over again. So, out of curiosity, I listened to, and the thought occurred to me, okay, this is a big channel with millions of subscribers. And I noticed that these channels have no consistency at all. They might do an interview on potatoes today, and tomorrow they are doing an interview on tomatoes. The next day is going to be on, I don't know, cucumbers. I mean, it doesn't have consistency. Yeah. Um, I suppose because it's a big platform, I think people who have published books, they actually are on a waiting list to get on these channels, and they kind of split some profits, I suppose. You can see that the owner of the channel, he has these pre-packed questions. I'm not sure he read the book. It's impossible he could have read the book. I mean, every day he's interviewing a different person, and if they write a 300-page book, I don't think he has the time to read and prepare the questions. I think there's a team; it's a group effort, and I think he never reads the material. So he's just asking away, and I mean it's becoming so mainstream almost. These channels. And I'm like, okay, this guy has no dog in the fight. He's just reading a script. And these people, some are fresh out of university, others are career scientists, others are professors in universities and research universities and whatnot. And this one was a scientist in some university somewhere on evolutionary psychology, evolutionary science, and anthropology or whatnot, talking about polygamy and how humans are polygamous. And I'm scratching my head, for these past centuries, we've been quite monogamous, right? Does this come from? Anyway, have you looked at polygamous countries? Have you seen how they, go by, how they get by? There's like 60, 70% of men that are single. Yeah, and there's a small percentage, the richest ones, they have harems of women, you know and you hardly see the women. You only see men outside running, and they have a book, a special book in which they I suppose uh, base all their existence on, and it's quite a repressive book in order to contain their misery, I suppose. It is tough, and it's not healthy. And you can't laugh in those societies. Women are not allowed to go to the beach and just be. It's quite repressive societies. Anyway, in my opinion, this quote unquote scientist is just preaching, to the to people who made bad choices, who have a promiscuous life and committed bad choices. Now they're in their 40s, and they have a body count of thousands, and they still doesn't have a family, and probably they are going to buy the book. Again, it's just a grifter, in my opinion. Scientists, and the channel that was promoting this interview. And I think, again, their dog in the fight is money, and they don't really have no other interest. So, evolutionary scientists, I scratch my head. They base all their, evidence in hormones, in brain scans, genes, which genes have been debunked. Sorry, we are not in our genes. But they keep repeating it. And they talk about, imaginary humans from, I don't know, millions of years ago, and the dynamics. Um, it's true that they, find bones of creatures that resemble humans, but that doesn't mean they are humans. So they find these, oh, these are humans, look at our DNA, and come on, really? I mean, there's little difference between a plant and a human DNA wise. There's little strains of DNA that differences, and it's quite a different creature. But again, they are hammering down this DNA thing and carbon dating. I don't buy any of that. Anyway, I've heard this doctor. He was saying, if you take a sample from your feet, from your knees, from your hips, from your fingers, from your hair, from, I don't know, different parts of the body, chances are they, after doing the test, are going to say it comes from different people, because DNA is not the same all around the body. It's not the same. So that's that. The genes thing also, it's been debunked. So I don't know the entire, details. I wrote down somewhere, but apparently it doesn't make any sense. The gene has been debunked. Well, it was wishful thinking, to prove their evolutionary bullshit. But no, we are not in our genes. It's not the genes that dictate. So, anyway, I suppose, I mean, evolutionary scientism is, and Darwinism and whatnot, these are political and social, control systems like religions. It's just to people accept their fate in some way. You are poor, you will forever be poor, and you will die poor, while other groups will be rich, filthy rich, and they will take advantage of you. Then that's just it. Just as accept your fate. That's what evolutionary scientism is, and all of that jargon. I mean, the idea that you could put a monkey with a typewriter for thousands of years, and at the end, there's a possibility he's going to be able to write a book. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. We are exactly as we were thousands of years ago. Only difference is the toys. We have different toys, and that's it. So I think we are 100% monogamous, and that's how you perpetuate the human race, is through monogamy. Polygamy actually disperses humanity. Yes, you need the stability of a mommy and a daddy, in a household for children to grow up healthy. If, for instance, there's a phenomenon happening, well, it's not a phenomenon, but there's lots of single moms. Their children, are going to be clients, they're going to be renters, they're going to be prisoners, they're going to be forever renters, because they didn't grow in a stable family, with a stable family, and they will never have their shit together. Yeah, they will, most of them end up in the army as well as soldiers. It's a good option. Soldiers, jail, addictions, etc., etc. That's why they create the single moms. They want customers, you know. the whole system that we have now. They just want customers. The upper class castes, the rich, they're always finding creative ways of dividing the masses, dividing so they can better rule them. Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm going to shut up now. Tell me what you guys think.